deleting the last live stream because it was a bit of a disaster, in my personal opinion. So I decided I was going to update the camera, fix my audio, just delete the last stream. And the other stream before that one is also a bit of a disaster, but I'll leave that one alone. So today, we're building a very simple kit. This is right up there in simplicity with the first stream I did making Tesla coil. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 components on a board. An inch by 3/4 of an inch size board. Oh, and now you guys get to see. Look at that. Yeah, I should have updated this a little sooner, huh? Oh well. So, let me get this paper out of here. Or actually, probably just cut the leads off, huh? Don't think I need to have this too high off the board. Alright, so the theory of operation with this little thing here, a couple of transistors, is an NPN and a PNP hooked together with a little capacitor and some resistors, form an oscillator. Runs off a 9-volt battery, has a little piezo speaker kind of thing. Transducer, right, piezo's transducer. So, it's very straightforward if you haven't figured that out yet. So this should take no time at all. Figured I'll do a quick and easy kit. Jeez, that's kind of right in the way, huh? So I figured I'd do a quick and easy kit with the new setup here, try and get used to things. Yeah, how about we don't do that? Alright, so that's all I'm looking at is that picture. If you're wondering why I take random pauses, it's because I'm trying to match up what I'm doing to that picture. So, let's flip the board over so we're looking at it the right way. Oh, that's interesting. It shows... Oh, because I'm holding it upside down, that's why. Where was I? This doesn't seem to match up quite right. Oh, no, yeah, no matter which way I hold it, these don't match up. Interesting. Well, let me just take a quick look at... No, that doesn't help much either. Maybe. I thought... Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, it is put on the board. Interesting. You see the way the speaker's mounted to the edge of the board like that, but these leads are so short. I wonder if they just want me to solder it right to the surface tracks, maybe? It doesn't make much sense to me. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's see. First thing. See, they also are kind enough to give instructions. This one's, I forgot to mention, this one's from Cheney, so this is a American-made kit. So it comes with a nice little instruction list. One of the future kits that I got off of Amazon, there's a distance measuring thing that uses ultrasonic, the classic set that comes with Arduino kits, you know. And then I got another one that hovers little tiny plastic balls. So we got a few interesting kits coming in the future. But today we're just doing what I thought was going to be something simple. I'm a little thrown off by this sideways mounted speaker, but like I said, cross that bridge when we get to it. So, first thing I'm going to do is mount this capacitor. Which should also... Oh, yeah, you know... Yes, something to help me make sure I'm oriented right. It's the 3 holes for each. Let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, God, I forgot I updated the camera so you can see things totally fine. The 3 holes for each transistor. That'll help make sure I'm oriented properly. You see right here, there's 3 that are spaced like a triangle, and here there's 3 that are straight across. Well, there's the 3 straight across, and there's the 3 like a triangle, so we know I'm holding the board the right way. And we can dive right in. So, which one? Q2 is the one shaped like a triangle. And according to the list, Q2 is 2N3906. This is 3904, 3906. So, let's get our leads bent up. And, of course, was it the last stream? In a recent stream, I don't remember which one, I was talking about how I used to have pliers with round jaws on them. And I did end up finding those. They were, oh, that was way too extreme. They're at work, and I forgot to bring them home, so they're still at work. Good, I got myself all flipped upside down here. There we go. Man. Oh, yeah. Gotta get used to keeping things in frame, yeah. There we go. Now, how close to the board do I want to go? So the idea of this thing, forgot to go into that. As I mentioned, it's a resonance thing with a piezo. So the idea is that you put this in a waterproof jar and lower it into the water. And apparently there's some fish that make a clicking sound in distress. So that is supposed, so the clicking sound this will make is supposed to attract fish. Whether or not it works is, you know, a matter for another time. Forgot to, oh no, that's good. Clean enough. So I got, when I did a couple test streams to make sure this setup was working right. And I think I got the fan noise to a minimum. You can see here on the edge that I have the tube sucking all the fumes, blowing them out the window. And pretty sure this method keeps the sound to a minimum. Sounded like it when I was doing testing. So I'll have to watch this back and see for sure. I'll clip these off. Yes. So I think what I'm going to do after I build this is take some conformal coating I have downstairs. I've got some that is probably set to expire. I've had it for a little too long. So I think I'll use some of that, give this a nice coating. And as far as waterproof containers, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to go with. I mean, obviously you could just use some simple mason jar and that would be totally fine, but I would like to use something with a little more style points, I guess you could say. Like one of those little flat, no, because that would float. Yeah, I guess I would have to use a glass jar. Otherwise, I'd need to put a bunch of weight in it and it'd just be inconvenient. Oh, I forgot to, how could I forget the flux? Ooh, out of control. Yeah, right, I forgot I got the higher quality camera on this stream now. So you guys can see in excellent quality my soldering. Yeah, it was kind of silly. I don't know if any of you guys saw the last stream, but that was brutality. Let me tell you. It's about time I updated this. Updated my setup. So, what should I do next? I guess, what goes on the, oh, that's the power in. Alright, there's a couple resistors that go here in these two holes here and up here, so let's get those mounted first. The one on the right side is R1, which is a 68K. So out of this pile, I don't know how well you can, I don't know if you can see that well. Actually, it's kind of out of focus there, huh? But in this pile, I should have a 68, 120, 68K, 120, and a 2.2 meg. And I see an orange band, so this is 68K. So that's R1. Go ahead and stick that in the holes on the right. And my fingers work well enough. We don't need no fancy pliers. Let the pliers go. Alright, just just go ahead and crease crumple cram until that thing's in there. Look at that. No one's the wiser. Alright, and let's not forget, resistors draw a lot of heat, so I'm not trying to be holding this thing in place. Oh. But I'm also not trying to be soldering. Oh, I guess that would have been fine. Those are connected together anyways, but too late now. Whoa. Almost made another mistake, huh? It's just a little bit. Some solder flowing. Oh, yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, I just have this habit to turn it away. Oh, geez, I forgot to clean the old solder off the tip. Man, that was a mistake. Boy, she doesn't want to... Must have a film of some nonsense on here. Oops, did I just break through it? Oh, thought I did, I guess not. Alright, one moment, let's blast this thing clean. Then we'll re-wet the tip here. Wow. If I didn't know any better, I'd think the thing's off. That's right, you gotta keep a clean tip. Man, I don't know why. I'm running into all kinds of issues here. Let me clean this off again. See, I've been buying these cheap tips because I couldn't find any in the correct size for less than 20 bucks, and now I'm paying the price for using these cheap soldering tips. There we go. Whew. Well, now let's make sure we get that wetted in so I don't have to deal with that problem again. There we go. Alright, so anyways, I was in the middle of soldering R1 in. Let's get a ball going on the tip there. Fantastic. Yeah, so I was going to talk about upcoming video ideas. I have this next one that I was going to work on today, but the weather's a little non-cooperative. And another issue is I have to film it at, the main part of the video has to be filmed at nighttime. See, that was R1. R2 is the Mega Ohm one. So if we look at these two, the brown, red, brown is like 100 and something. So that's clearly our Mega Ohm. That's R2, which is the left of those two holes I showed a little while ago. Let's go ho. Let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get bent into shape here. Ripping and the tearing. Fantastic. Yeah, so this next video project that I got going on is I have this really good idea for super cheap night vision. I shouldn't say it's not a new idea by any means, but I'm confident that it'll work well enough that you can drive a vehicle at night with this setup. And it's super cheap. It's like, I can't remember at the top of my head, it was 20. So I'm pretty sure it was $50 or less I spent on parts. And then the setup that I'm doing is going to be pretty modular, so you can just use magnets and just mount this stuff to the hood of your car. Oof, almost had a little bridge there. Good save, good save. Yeah, so it all mounts by magnets. So you can just slap it on the, you pull up to the woods late at night, and you just pull out this unit, slap it on your hood, run a wire into the cab, and shut your headlights off and drive by the TV, or the whatever I use for a monitor. And I'm confident, I might be wrong here, but I'm confident that the quality is going to be good enough so that you can drive a vehicle with no lights and just by the monitor. And so I'm going to build this and put it to the test. We'll see. See, I was too busy talking and I missed this R3. This 120 ohm one has to be standing up. We got spaces at a premium on this little board here. Let's see, there is 3 holes. Those 2 are for the speaker. So R3 goes in these last 2. Alright. Now this would be the point where it would be nice to have the round jaw pliers, but I think that looks good enough. Let's see here. Keep getting disoriented, this little tiny board. There we go. Although, usually when I keep resistors like this, well, nah, we'll mount it flush. Nice and flush. Alright, flux it up. Okay, well, since yep, nice. Properly wetted the tip. Hopefully I won't burn my hand. Oh, that was weird. No, that's still good. Huh. Interesting. You see this solder joint? Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. That was weird. It just went cold really fast. I just like rolled out of position. I guess I only have like one spot on this tip that's properly wetted. Huh. Anyways. So, how far have we gotten? Well, we are well on our way. I've got a capacitor, a speaker, and a 9-volt clip. So, here's that little capacitor. And this is a, oh yeah, speaking of capacitors, this is a 0.1 microfarad. I picked up this Beefcake Supreme over here. This capacitor, I mean, think about this, right? This is only a 2.8 volt capacitor, and look at the size of this thing. So this is measured in watt hours, which is basically, trying to remember off the top of my head, a AA battery is like 4 or 4.5 watt hours. So this is basically a AA battery's worth of energy, but it, you can dump it a lot faster than. So I got I don't really plan on doing a whole lot of dumping current with that though. Actually, what I plan on doing, I bought some Rayex some modules made by the Rayex Corporation, this Taiwanese semiconductor company. They make a bunch of stuff. They kind of specialize in Internet of Things nonsense, gimmicky stuff. But they do make these LoRa modules that I think are pretty cool. And they claim some pretty crazy, or I don't know if they actually claim, but I've read online some pretty crazy claims. Oh, you know what I'm just noticing now? I clipped those leads short on this capacitor because of the reel that it came in was like hardened. But the holes are super far apart. Kind of dug myself into a hole here. But yeah, so I bought these LoRa modules that are meant for just relaying data, really. And they're the ones that are shaped like a little messenger pigeon. I'm sure if you're interested in this stuff, you've probably seen them before. So I'm gonna range test them, and I'm thinking that I'll power the sensor. I'm gonna have an air quality sensor way out in the woods, And what I'm going to do is test it at ground level through the woods, which is partially obstructed, not full line of sight. And then because I have a hill out back, I can, or I should say, there's a hill in the way. So what I can do is either on the send side or on the receive side, I can just climb up a tree to get into more line of sight. You know, when I'm on the ground, we have obstruction, and the higher I go, the closer we get to line of sight, so I can test both line of sight distance and partially obstructed distance. And I got a little measuring wheel and stuff so we can get actual footage. Footage? So we can get an actual measurement of how many feet the signal's going. And this is, of course, you know, because I'm thinking in my head, there's no way that it can do the miles that some people claim it can. Who knows? Maybe it can, and then I'll be putting in some serious footwork making that video. Anyways, it's a regular little ceramic package here, or whatever these are. Yeah, ceramic. Is this ceramic? I can't remember. It's like I want to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. Alright, so let's go ahead and mount this boy up. Anyways, what I was getting at is there's no polarity. It's not a electrolytic capacitor, so I can mount it in either direction. Pull this thing straight. Bloop. Oh, I forgot. Jeez. Mr. Forgetful. That worked pretty good, huh? This is, I'm using silver solder. That's what oops. Oh, my light isn't at the right angle. I was wondering what was going on there. Yeah, this is silver solder, and, geez, that last joint I did right here in the corner was without flux. It came out pretty good. Oh, here I am talking without flux. Yeah, because there's like a pound of flux from everything else that's run across the whole face of the board. Of course it came out good. Never mind, I retract that. So here we go. We've come to that bridge that I was talking about having to cross. So if you missed the beginning of this stream, I was a little confounded by the pictures. Where is it? There it is. Because in that diagram I was just showing, and in this picture here, the speaker is mounted to the edge of the board. So I'm just assuming they have me doing it like that. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, the leads are too short, because in my head I was picturing like putting the leads in, soldering them, and then bending the speaker over. But after thinking about it, clearly they just want you to mount them like that. So I think that's the route I'm going to take. Yeah, because there's too much stuff to mount it on that side. So for sure, that's the way I'll go. So yeah, it'll be fine if I just hold it like this. Because a lot of times when I'm mounting components, larger components like this, I'll tin ahead of time both components and then just, you know, melt the two solders together instead of trying to, whatever that's called, instead of trying to get solder to fully wet on both materials at the same time, because then that takes extra heat, you know what I'm saying? But in this case, all that is to say I'm not doing that. In this case, we'll just go right for mounting them both, wetting them both at the same time. So, as usual for this channel, we're just going by eye. How's that look to you? Look good? Good. So, see if I can get, there we go. Alright, and we're down to the last little bit before I gotta adjust this thing. Let's see, I want a big, this is a structural joint, I want a big old ball of solder. Just kind of spread it out over this whole area of the track. Drag it up the lead. Burn the hell out of the tip of my thumb. I don't know. It's good enough. Let's see if I can do better on this other side. Woo! Got a little too quick there. Alright. interesting. I was having a hard time getting it to... I don't know if you can see this with my gross fingernails in the way. These leads on this piezo buzzer. For some reason I was having a hard time getting the solder to flow up on them. After all that talk earlier. But seems to have bonded. They don't wanna... They ain't budging. Hopefully I didn't hold it too long there. That was a couple seconds longer than I'd like. Alright, so the final nail in the coffin here. Go ahead and put this 9-volt clip in. Clip in, we'll clip on the clip in. Go ahead and pop these in. Probably do one at a time. Wow, can you believe it? How long have I been going? For not even half an hour and I'm almost done? Crazy. Yeah, I mentioned... Oh yeah, I didn't even finish my rant about the that video I did with the LoRa modules. So yeah, I want to transmit air quality data over a long range and just test the distance. And yeah, wait, what did I finish what I was gonna say with that? Oh no. Yeah, so my first thought was that this is on the flipper, right? There's this app, I guess you call it, that called AirMon. So you can just hook up, well, I mean, you kind of have to solder up your own connections, but you just plug in a air quality sensor. There's the Plan Tower air quality sensor. It's like a really common, really cheap sensor. And it communicates in UART, and this is set up to read that. So, oops, let me just pull this, make an adjustment here. So I assumed that those modules just relay the data without any alterations, because you could, when you program those modules, you can set a baud rate for them, and the Plan Tower thing communicates at 9600. So I was like, oh, I can just set the baud rate to 9600 and plug the LoRa module right into the flipper and right into my sensor, and I'll be styling. But no, no, it's not that simple. So I ended up having to get a couple. Arduinos over here. So, you know, usually I try and stay away from Arduinos because I like doing things mechanically. I would way rather invent something mechanical instead of just programming a couple lines of code. I think it's more satisfying to make something mechanical. But in this case, I'll let that slide because I think it's interesting to range test this super low power transmitter that's supposed to get crazy range. Anyways, so now this is fully assembled. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm not going to do it live, but I want to clean all this no-clean flux off and coat this in some conformal coating I have that's going to go bad soon. Put a nice thick layer on it, because it has to go in a jar anyway, so it doesn't really need to be waterproofed, but do it anyways, because this, maybe I didn't even mention, but this is a gift from my uncle for his birthday, so I want to make it nice. And yeah, oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention, the containing. I don't know what I'm going to use for a jar. I might use a Plano. Oh, that's right, I did already talk about this. In my head, I was thinking of using a Plano flip-top waterproof container, but they're made of plastic and they float, so then I would have to put a bunch of weight in it, and I'm like, maybe I'll just go with a mason jar. That's kind of like a little too janky, you know? At least that's how I feel anyways. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. But anyways, before I end this stream, let me just burn my house down real quick. No, I kid. Let me get a 9-volt battery and put this clicker to the test here. There we go. Got the kit going. Let's get the clicks. Wow. You know, this Hopefully you guys can hear that pretty well. Hopefully you guys heard that pretty well. This sounds... Oh, hold on, let me get clipped back up here. This sounds just like... I'm also working on a video where I'm trying to fix this inverter. I have this big 15 or 1800 watt inverter that started having internal arcing, and it's internal as in inside a component, not in the case somewhere on the board, but like inside a MOSFET or some other component there's arcing, so you can't just see it, you know. So I was trying to trace that out, and what's funny is this sounds exactly like that arcing. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, hope you enjoyed this quick little Sunday stream, rainy day fish collar kit. See you next time.